favorite drive that I've ever been on. It takes a little longer than the main highway, but it's just so peaceful and beautiful, and normally I have my music blasting, but as soon as I hit record, the music paused. I'm very patient. I love driving. It's very relaxing to me, so being behind a slower moving vehicle is just par for the course. One day it would be really nice to be able to drive like a diesel. I'd like to maybe eventually use that as a way to travel the country, visit all the states, maybe after my husband retires, and then we can earn a retirement income by driving a truck all over the country. I think that would be really nice. At least for me. I'm not exactly sure. I mean, if we hit all the fishing spots, maybe he'd enjoy it. I love road trips, and this car is just a joy to drive. So I don't mind if I'm in it a little longer. It's an SUV, Mazda CX-5 year 2014, and it's the Grand Touring trim, so it's like fully loaded. Heated seats, sunroof, really good AC and stereo. She's just really comfortable, and I love the color. Can't really see around this guy to pass him anyway, so I'll just bide my time. I'm going 15 miles an hour. This hasn't ever happened to me on this drive yet, but it's a lot of farmland, so it was bound to happen eventually. I grew up in kind of a rural area in Oregon, so I'm used to the quiet country roads. On the left next to me are a bunch of bee boxes. That's always good to see. It's just beautiful, and it's just a beautiful day. There's a breeze outside. I see all these blackberry bushes, and it just reminds me of growing up here in Oregon. Also those Queen Anne's lace flowers that are on the side of the road sometimes. Some of my favorites. They're not typical of my other favorite flowers, they're just different. You can see some to the right here, along with thistle. And that looks like corn growing to the right. Trees over here. Some dust. None of my windows are open, so I'm not breathing in any of that dust. That's good. The left side is pretty green with all the blackberry bushes and the Queen Anne's lace, and the right side is all harvested and ready to be plowed. Or at least, maybe they'll let it go farrow. Not feral, like an animal. That's young corn. Might be ready in time for some corn mazes, but I don't think they do that out here. I think my family's gone to Sauvie Island for those corn mazes and pumpkin farms in the past. I can hear the tractor's engine over my engine because my Scarlet, she's quiet. I remember taking this hill at a speed. It was very nice. You know, you go over those speeds and your stomach kind of over those hills, and your stomach kind of lifts up and dances a little bit. I love that. There are some coming up in like 4 or 5 miles that are just one right after another for like, I don't know, I think there's like 3 or 4 hills in a row. I don't know which way this guy's turning, but I need to go left. So that's what I'm gonna do. Oh, does that look like another lane? No. It doesn't. Got a few cars behind me. Sharp corner, I can't even talk today. These sharp corners make it difficult to go at like highway speeds, but there's a lot of straightaways in between. Need a drink. I've got my juice sitting next to me. Corvallis Road from Spring Hill Drive. Oh, these look like grapes. To the left of me, I know the phone the camera isn't looking over to the left very much because I need to be able to see the screen. Tell how many cars are behind me. I see at least 2 SUV or truck style cars, so they're a little bit bigger. I don't even know if the camera's picking up my voice right now or if I'm just talking to myself. I wasn't planning on filming this drive, but it's just so peaceful and amazing that I figured, hey, why not? Maybe I'll upload it, maybe I won't. I'm not sure about the rules on that kind of thing. I'm not like stopping and looking at houses and people, but there are some license plates that I'm sure have appeared. So if I put it up and it gets taken down, I mean, oh well, I'll know for next time. I'd like to kind of apply to go to a school or something to learn how to drive those trucks. But I still have to figure out if my doctor thinks it's okay for me to do something like that physically. Because I was previously talking to her about filing for disability, but a driving job is something that I could do. I love driving, and it's not too hard on me physically. So I'm just not even sure. Ooh, there's one of the hills coming up. ones that makes your stomach kind of lift up and dance. Those are still coming. I still have like 11 miles until I get to the highway. If you're not from Oregon, you probably don't know about these little drives. And maybe you are from Oregon and you still don't know. I mean, I didn't for a long time. Kind of just reminds me of driving up and down the canyon in California, where I went to high school, but less sheer drops down the mountainside. The smoothest ride, but it's still very nice. I don't mind little bumps here and there. I assume it would be annoying if I were like 8 months pregnant or had a full bladder or something. For now, I just like it. Wow, that was really topsy-turvy. Just the amount of joy I get in this simple thing is kind of ridiculous, but I don't know, it kind of makes me feel like a kid again. Not that I'm ancient, just, you know, I wasn't really a kid when I was a kid. I'm catching up to this truck, so I'm gonna have to slow down a little bit. He doesn't seem to be going crazy speeds that I am. I mean, I do like to go fast, but I always make sure I'm not being reckless. Like, I'm not gonna dart in and out of traffic on the highway and upset people as far as cutting them off and things. That's not me. Is a very good thing to have while driving. You don't want to be rushing and then make mistakes, and because that can really, I mean, that can end lives. And I'm always careful not to be under the influence of anything. I mean, I do have a little caffeine, but it's just enough to kind of stay off a caffeine withdrawal headache that I get. So I don't drink enough to make me jittery. And I don't really drink coffee. I kind of gave that up. I want to say back in 2008, maybe 7. Feels like it's been a long time. I mean, I've had a few sips here and there. One of my teens has been really practicing getting their formula just right as far as coffee grounds to water ratio, and I don't know. I'm not a big coffee drinker. I used to be. I loved coffee, but coffee is a natural diuretic, and every time I drink it, I get stomach cramps. I'm the same with tea. I do kind of like herbal tea, but usually only in the really cold months. I do sometimes in the summer months miss making sun tea. That was one of my favorite drinks, but I haven't really found a good way to make it with herbal teas, so I just abstain. I drink Red Bull. That's my main source of caffeine. Dutch Bros has a Rebel, which is it's their version of Red Bull, and they have it in concentrate form. So I sometimes get a drink. Usually what I just get from there is a lemonade, like a frozen lemonade, but occasionally I'll get it with the shots of Rebel if I'm really starting to get a caffeine headache, like if I haven't had a Red Bull that day. And I try to only drink 1 Red Bull a day. Sometimes I get spoiled and I get a 20 ounce or a 16 ounce. The 8 ounces are too small for me to finish all of my pills with, because I usually use it for taking my pills. I don't really like to swallow pills with water. Flavor, carbonation, those seem to help them go down. And I do take a lot of pills, vitamins and medications. And I've never been one to like taking pills. It's just the smartest way to get the medicine in me, I guess. I'm not sure if this is Independence already. This might be Independence, Oregon. It's if I'm right, this is a really beautiful little, almost like a touristy town. It's very quaint, and it looks like a place that I would like retire to. It's kind of reminds me of where my husband's mom lives in Silverton, Oregon, where they have all the hanging flower baskets, and oh, this might be Monmouth. Still, it's also very beautiful. Well, there's Monmouth Street. I'm just not sure. Also, Gilgamesh has, it's like a brewery, but they have restaurants, pub restaurants, and their food is really good. And they have the Woods and the Yard are places in Salem, and then here maybe, or in Independence if I'm not already there, they have a place called the River. I'm pretty sure it's the same kind of food. My favorite dish there is called Mac Attack, but I usually get the toppings separate because there's just a lot of it. It's like pork and bell peppers and some, I want to say chili powder or cayenne pepper or something. It's just really good. It's not your Kraft macaroni and cheese, which I also love, you know. Going back to that kid thing, I love macaroni and cheese from the box. It's fine. I also really love homemade baked macaroni and cheese. Basically, if it's got cheese in it, I'm gonna like it. I could pull up my map and see what exactly this town is, but you know, why do that when I can just flounder around and wonder? Make things a little difficult for myself. Just kind of enjoying the drive. A little over 5 miles until I get to the highway this way. I just saw a sign that said fill dirt needed. And it reminded me when I think I was 13, and I saw, I think just outside of Sacramento, I saw one sign that said free dirt, and less than a mile away, dirt wanted. And it just made me wonder if those two knew each other, or were they fighting? Because they could have gotten together and solved both their problems. Out here, because it's similar to the place I grew up in, where it was kind of a long ways to school, shopping, living on the outskirts of town, a small town. This drive makes me feel very nostalgic. I get to see my mom this next weekend. I'm gonna go pick her up on Sunday after church, and she's gonna stay a couple days with me at my sister's house. to storage unit. And then my husband has a dental appointment at 3. I'll be taking him to that. And then afterward, taking the stuff, more things to the storage unit if there's more still, or if there's time. And then tomorrow I'd like to take in some recycling. Here in Oregon, you can return your cans and bottles from your drinks for the 10-cent fee that you pay per can when you buy them. So it's, a lot of people think it's extra money, but it's really just a little tiny bit of your money back. It helps them recycle them. Getting back some of that money is really, it helps with gas money, or let's say we need milk last minute or diapers and we haven't budgeted for incidentals like that. It's just a little bit that kind of helps. We save up our cans and bottles until we have close to $20 or more worth. They have a daily limit of $30, but that's still 300 cans and bottles. I still plan on harvesting ephemera from the books. I'm going home, so I probably won't film at home. I don't really have a good setup for that, but I brought one book with me. I'm gonna maybe spend some downtime culling from that. That way, when I do my ephemera collecting video, I can show you an example of things that I got from another book. For the people who don't want to sit and watch me cut out everything, they can at least see what one of those books will provide. I grabbed the first book that I showed right after the dictionary, the volume 6 Golden Book Encyclopedia. So that's the one I'm going to cut up at home, and then I don't know which one I'll cut up for the video yet. Making decisions is hard. Especially when that feels like all I ever do is make decisions, make decisions. Oh, looks like a bit of construction. And I'm only half a mile away from the highway. I think I'll probably stop recording so that I can focus on the construction site and get through safely. If you've watched this content and you think, oh, maybe we could record more driving videos, give me a thumbs up. If you like my content or curious to see what I get up to, hit that subscribe button. And if you want to be notified as soon as I post new content, that little bell next to the subscribe button allows notifications to get to you. So, thank you for watching my blabbering driving video, keeping me company on this drive home. I will see you in the next video. Bye!